Welcome to the Smart Nonsense Podcast. We've never done that, actually.
Where we talk about smart nonsense. Well, we've never done that because we've never had so many technical difficulties getting into the pod. I was going to launch it. Here's what I think happened. I was going to launch into it to try and trick you into this pod is going to be good. And I think you were also trying to trick yourself into getting right on into it. And we collided.
I'm happy. I feel content. I did my research, so I feel good.
Which is great. It's I love this new. It's very scary for me because I don't know what you researched.
Right.
But I shouldn't complain that there is research going into the pod.
Well, the thing is, when you don't know what the research is, it kind of defaults to whatever my current interests are. And my current interests are love and marriage.
Oh. Again?
Part 2. Doing your little clickbait title. Was that part 1 in that short that you had?
It's fine. I'm here for it. Like I said, I can't complain for the part 2 because I didn't do research myself. But we do need to get you some new hobbies and interests.
I spend like 7 hours a day on this.
It's an important one. As we were talking about this morning, there was this funny My First Million podcast with Sean Puri, Sam Parr, and their guest, Tim Ferriss, this morning. And what was it? There was a comment like Krishna sent us of like, oh, to watch 3 rich people sit around and like discover hobbies from first principles. Because like that's what they were doing. They were talking about like having interests in things other than money.
Right.
Tim's interest is, I think, finding a wife and having a family. He's 48, so.
Well, I think part of the problem was he's a serious goose, not a silly goose. And we're like, why is he a serious goose? Probably because he doesn't have a wife and family. Kind of hard to do. But your brother Jack has that, and he's a very serious goose most of the time. So who knows? Maybe it's just a inborn trait. Or something.
Is my brother a serious goose? I think he has.
Well, he's got dry humor, so it's kind of confusing.
It's very dry, dark.
Real dry.
Dry and dark.
Sahara.
We're supposed to go there, right? I don't know if I'm supposed to be offering up threads and such because I know you researched.
Dude,
we have
it's
a topic
almost
to
comical,
get to.
like getting adults to arrange things together, and we don't have families or anything, so it really shouldn't be this hard. But it's like a meme of like, yeah, dude, let's do it, and then we try and do it, and it gets like 80% of the way there, and then it falls through, and we got to start from scratch again.
We're getting really close, though. I think we found every weekend, you, me, and our other friends sit down, and we're like, today's the day. And we get like one factoid closer to figuring out this trip we're going to go on.
Yeah.
And then we all peel, and I don't know.
No, we're definitely getting closer. Do you have anything you want to talk about?
No,
weekend?
I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about anymore because I don't research. I think...
Well, you got a lot of books, so you can do research.
Oh, that's coming up. I don't know if you want to talk about your book of answers.
It's sick, dude. It's got all the answers.
Maybe we save that. Maybe we save the book of answers for another time. It's like our Bible. Oh, boy. Getting into giggly hour. No, dude, I think the only thing I wanted to maybe talk about is an isosceles that I have, which is, actually, we both had this. You probably still have this, but, like, when it comes to sports, we have a thing which is, like, when you play sports with friends, like, you shouldn't be actually playing the sport or, like, competing for points. You should just be slugging because all of the fun is in slugging.
Yeah, it depends. I go both ways.
I think I go the other way. I now play sets.
You're competitive.
I play sets with my sister. Serve, points, in tennis, sorry. So we play full sets and we serve. It's kind of a mess. But, dude, I think if you're not actually playing the sport, what are you doing? So.
Well, it's just a different game. Like sets, it's just you go 70%, and you're lucky to get the same amount of balls back and forth in a rally. Versus
and you
slugging,
don't.
You just
We we played a set for like an hour and a half, and after we were like, I think we hit like 8 balls between the two of us.
You don't really get a workout either, which is the problem because we're not like Alcaraz out there just rallying like crazy. So it's like you serve into the net twice, double fault, go to the next court, and then this person hits it down the line, which is dumb.
But here's the important thing. The only way you get better or closer to being Alcaraz on the court is by actually doing the thing and playing the sets. If you shy away from it, I think
trying to go to Wimbledon, dude. I think slugging. I would get if you gave me a month to just slug. It's kind of like this guy came on Joe Rogan and they were talking about training, jiu-jitsu in this case, and the normal method, or like going to the gym, for example, going to the gym. Most people will fucking like go balls to the wall like 3 days a week, maybe 4 if they're lucky. It's like, dude, that's not what we're trying to do here. You're trying to get there every day. So he just has fun. Just play. Just play for hours. And then you end on a high. You're happy to come back the next day versus you grind, you break your back, you're sore, you don't want to come in the next day, and then you just end up like not compounding your skills and your muscles. It's like
we were sore for a week. I had all these muscles I hadn't used in 10 years serving, all up my back. Sore as a clam. You're not wrong.
Well,
speaking of not wrong, dude. Speaking of not wrong, you tell me what's on your mind.
Oh. So not wrong. Well, because it's very likely to be wrong.
Because but it feels right. It feels right to talk about what you are figuring out.
I'll tell you what's wrong. Our approach to marriage. It's wrong, dude. It's wrong. The last hour, I just figured out it's wrong once and for all.
Okay.
And to figure that out, well, I had to go back, right? Like figure out, okay, when's marriage start? Because we're a bunch of monkeys at one point, and now we like have Bumble.
Well, so really quick, after our last podcast, part 1 of Should You Live Together Before Marriage, successful, viral, long-form podcast, I was left with a lot of questions that we were talking about off the air. A lot of steel mans, I feel like, were not brought to the table.
That's not what we do here.
A lot of, I felt like we got to like maybe third, maybe second principles, but I feel like we never got to first principles on that one. As in, like, why has this changed over the last 40 years? Particularly living together before marriage. So I had a lot of questions.
Right.
So
that one was on living together before marriage, cohabitation, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah. And what's this one on? Sorry.
This one is on. I'm gonna make the case for arranged marriages.
Let's go.
Well, all right. First, just to hit you with the fact.
To the viewer, I'm learning this at the same time as you. And I'm cracking up because I'm like, dude, last week when everyone from our company was in town at Clipped, they had all these wonderful ideas for what the podcast could be and what it could become and how it can be successul. And I just love that attempt 1 and 2 at that are
it's not even
live with your partner.
This is like a normal podcast. I just did a little bit more.
What I told you is, it's a step in a direction.
It's definitely in the backwards direction, historically speaking. Why? Because, dude, just first bullet point, and I'm not a good, persuader here, but I just want to say 90% of all marriages ever arranged.
That's a hook. It's a shame
Arranged.
it's
even
9.5 minutes in.
But so literally just like even the East, like India, still a lot of Southeast Asian countries, they prefer arranged marriages. Like it's the norm. Middle East, don't get me started. So like we're in our little bubble and we think it's like these love marriages are totally normal, but it's not. Historically and even like globally today, it's not even normal. But all right, so So to get on the same page.
I'm concerned, before
Yeah.
we get on the same page, I'm already concerned about the second and third order effects of you going down the arranged marriage rabbit hole on, what is that alarm for?
I got a date in an hour.
That was my point. I'm already concerned about what effects this will have on the date you have in an hour.
Well, here's a
Because that's not arranged.
You want a Snapple fact here?
Yeah.
In line with the 90%. The word dating didn't exist until the 1890s. Wasn't a thing.
Okay. I thought you were going to say
Literally-
like 1980s, and I'd be like,
Oh.
what? I'll take, I mean,
Well, I mean, like, the dating as, like, a thing people even did. It's, like, literally the last, well, fucking...
100.
to me, that was
years.
really cool. But, like...
Here's what I think happened. Here's what I think happened. I think you should have led with that. And then, so because you told me 90% of marriages all time were arranged, your second fact then did not surprise me.
Well, yeah, it's kind of in line with the 90%. All right. Well, you know. Fuck it.
Let's go back.
Well, okay. Well, going back.
Do we have to go to apes and hominids?
Well, we could. I mean, there we had tribes, and you kind of... It was messy back then, dude. I don't know what they did. But more like civilization. Like, let's talk like the Egyptians. Let's, start around there. Mesopotamia, start around there. Really, marriage throughout like all of time until like literally the 1800s, it was purely we are not marrying people, we are marrying families.
Yes, sir.
Now we're in this big like individualism thing. So it's like, oh, a man marrying a woman. But no, it is like your family marrying my family and all these in-laws just smashed together. And so they'd care a lot about like, will the families get along? Like, do the families have shared values? And that is outside of like this blurry infatuation with like youth and beauty and like shit that like young people don't know what they're doing. And that's why I think like overall, and I know I'm getting off the historical timeline here, but overall, it makes more sense to have like your older, wiser family members kind of weigh in on this in ways that we shun today. So, yeah, all the history, no matter where you are in the world, what culture, civilization, easy, it was arranged because you care about status
Okay.
and wealth. Okay, status and wealth.
Dude, it's funny to me that all it could take is one little murmur can take you off. Sorry.
I know it's a slippery slope with stutters.
It's an insecurity.
So slippery.
I know it's an insecurity of yours.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm over it.
Point is, like, the things that we care about now didn't matter back then. This actually first came up. I was reading a friend's book. Her mom's a comedian, like a big Indian comedian in America, but Indian. And she grew up in India where arranged marriage is the norm. And she kind of fled that because she wanted to come to America. But she still has a lot of the same values, like prioritizing like money and status and like, are you marrying into a good home? She just didn't like the fact that like people were choosing for her in India. She wanted like a little bit of love. But like it's like you go through this crazy interview process. She was describing it in the book. And like you don't even meet who you're going to marry until like you're there. Fuck, dude. How do you structure an argument? I don't even know, but
No, you don't have to structure the argument.
well,
We don't
Okay.
structure good arguments here.
it's a
Just
really
give me a
good
little
point.
taste of where we're trying to go. You're
Well, we're trying to go-
making the
okay.
case for arranged marriage.
normal until basically like the 1700s.
Yeah.
Enlightenment comes around in like Western Europe. You get like John Locke and other people. Fuck.
Sorry.
It's another guy. There's a French guy. I forget his name though.
Didn't John
didn't really
Locke
study
write a
that.
famous book I didn't. That was not my period of time either.
No, it wasn't mine either. But like,
There's a
I don't know.
famous
You
book
get
on liberty.
on Liberty.
Wasn't that John Locke and Enlightenment?
I didn't really do. I don't think we had world history really. U.S. history though, I'm really good. So yeah, Enlightenment just comes around, and we start like idolizing this romantic love. Even like a little bit before that, you know, Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare. It's kind of like these clash of these two like new ideas, or the new idea and the old. Where like, okay, they're like 13 years old or something, and they're like, oh, we're in love with each other, and then they're like, no, you can't marry because we got a family, and they end up like being like, no, and like suicide, whatever.
Was that the plot?
Sorry to spoil it. Something like that, yeah. One died and then the other committed suicide. I don't really remember.
Yeah. They poisoned themselves.
Oh, both together?
Yeah.
Nice. Hot.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was like this
so that's
new
17th
idea.
century.
That was like 1595. It was like basically 1600. And by the 17th century, Enlightenment's coming around. People are like, oh, love's kind of cool. And then 1800s, 19th century, that's when the world sort of industrializes and we move away from like really communal family homes to I am an individual. I'm going to move into the city away from my family. And it is just like, I don't care about sort of the more Eastern, again, communal values and stuff like that.
Is that because more people made money and they were able
jobs
to live?
were in the city? And I think it was just, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, you didn't have to live on a farm and have a gaggle of kids everywhere.
That's my bad.
I know, dude.
Yeah, that's my bad. Like we
no,
just want
just
first.
just
I
live
should
in the
never
city.
ask a secondary or tertiary why, because we don't.
We could get there. It's us figuring out together though, not just me. But no, I think it's mostly like we go from farm to city, and family just breaks down. It's just like harder in a city, and less important. So individual is the most important thing, and then people start getting money, and it's all mixed together. But like you start getting money, and then like the lower class started like taking people on dates. And that was suddenly like an interesting thing. It's
The
kind of like
lower-
a bunch of things smashing together because you get like religion dropping back. So like purity isn't as important. So like before, purity was really
Chastity
important.
even.
Yeah, especially for the woman. Like guys could kind of fuck around and it wasn't like a really bad thing. But women, like if you're tainted, like you get the scarlet letter, you're tainted. You're cooked. That sounded weird. Dude, should I keep these in my head?
You're tainted. You get the scarlet letter. You're tainted. You're cooked. I didn't read the scarlet letter. Is that what it's about?
I don't remember. She was
I took your
dilly-dallying
word.
and she
I
had
took
to
it.
get an S. I think. Or an A.
Dude,
What'd she get?
dude,
Some letter.
your book plots here. We had Romeo and Juliet. We had your scarlet letter. She got an S. It's just-
I don't even remember if that's the right letter. No, this is like me trying to remember Spark Notes from 15 years ago.
I'm with it though.
But yeah, purity was a thing, less of a thing, so people start dating. Then like
Wait,
Hollywood.
Can I ask? Can I try and
Yeah.
ask a why? Which is why did the lower class folks start dating?
It's just why does the lower class do anything? They're just sloppy people, dude. They'll just do whatever. Like they don't really like the upper class. Like you know, aristocracy in England. Like you have values and you have like you want to follow the rules. Lower class, they don't give a fuck, dude.
Oh,
It's a
okay,
mess
so it
down
was
there. It's below decks.
it was a almost like a counterculture.
Yeah,
Culture
yeah.
was like our families and religion. The counterculture was like we're just gonna date around down here.
Yeah, sloppy.
Okay.
That's
Counterculture
probably
then
the
becomes
Spaniard might have
culture.
come around.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, it starts budding up. Hollywood then like propagates romantic love. Then like sexual revolution. That's when
Was
like
there, like,
women
one?
have, like rights and things.
Was there like one Hollywood film that did it? Do I
bet
dare
you'd
ask?
Like that. I bet you'd like that. No, dude, I have no idea. You think you're going for that specific, dude? I was back in.
There's usually
Mesopotamia.
one. There's usually one. Like Romeo and Juliet. That was a good example
Oh yeah.
that you brought up. Because that is like a.
Dude, I could say Casablanca maybe. That's kind of hot. That was like the 50s, though.
Yeah, I remember that was in black and white.
I'll tell you what, my favorite movie, Titanic, 1997.
That's
though.
A1. That's A1. Let me do a quick chat GPT. What's the question? What was the like first Hollywood
to romanticize
romantic
love
blockbuster? What was the
something like that, dude.
first? Oh, I'll do a screen recording. How about that? What was the first Hollywood romantic love blockbuster? Bet you it's like Grapes of Wrath, dude. Oh, dude, Gone with the Wind. Come on.
Oh, well, I never watched that, but
1939. The central story is the turbulent love affair between Scarlett O'Hara and Rhett Butler, set against the backdrop of the American Civil War.
Nice.
It won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Picture.
Yeah,
it was
people
the
loved
first.
it.
It was the first true mega blockbuster centered around a sweeping romantic storyline.
Yeah.
Was that in your research?
Honestly, kind of the way I view like all of modern times is like we're a bunch of rebellious children. Like this is like the last 100 years or so. We're like a teenage country. And we're like trying all this new shit and we think it's awesome and we get all this like freedom and stuff. And we're kind of like not listening to our older, wiser parents in the East. And
older, wiser, oppressive parents.
It's oppressive, but for a reason. Like they probably just didn't give the right whys. Like I think a lot of the whys make sense. Again, especially because I think like marriage is this lifelong thing where like what 20-year-old has enough wisdom to pick the right life partner versus like their 80-year-old grandparent or something. And like they understand the full family picture and what makes a successful marriage or not. Or at least they're more likely to than like your horny 20-year-old. Same idea with the whole country.
Yourself, dude.
Oh, fucking yeah. No, you're doing all right. I mean, you probably have the most Eastern of families because basically, like, how it used to work is you'd have the guy's family, the girl's family, and the girl would be married to the guy's family, which is basically like your relationship. She goes and lives
for a cow.
And for
a cow.
Yeah, well, cow dowry. And so, yeah, I don't know if you got a cow, but like you're all together and you have like a very close family unit, like grandparents, even great grandparents, like all the way down all together in the same space. So you kind of get the perfect blend. Maybe that's why I like your family a lot. Yeah. Huh. Where you have like the traditional like communal family. There's some individualism, but it's like a hybrid.
Dude, let me do a quick tangent. I had my high school
and
girlfriend.
Your wife's family is also
who?
Sorry, your wife. Here, a stepsister. No,
dude, those are crazy words to have uttered. I was like, my wife, what?
Your sister-in-law's.
Dude,
also
let me tell you a quick story about a closer family unit than mine. I had a girlfriend once whose we would all and her whole extended family go to their lake house, and the grandparents. It was their birthday, so we did like birthday song and cake for them. And then after the birthday song, they went around the room to kiss everybody on the lips.
The grandparents did?
The grandparents. I tried to go for the cheek. Grandma said, nope. Wow. Turn. She said, turn and face me. She didn't say this, but it was a turn and face me like a man. And we kissed.
Like a man.
We kissed on the lips. And that...
Fire me up.
I guess I was a stronger family unit, but perhaps. It's very strange.
Sounds like approval to me.
It's very strange. Can't remember if I kissed Grandpa on the lips. Probably did.
It's just like a thing certain families do. Like Tom Brady did this with his kid, and they were like, "What the fuck?"
Parent to kid is one thing. Strange, I think, but it's one thing. This was girlfriend's grandparent to me. You gonna kiss my grandma on the lips? Sorry, let's get back to the plot.
Depends on the values. Yeah, so you got it pretty good, and I think that's like the right hybrid model. We've gone far from it, where like family isn't important at all, and then you don't have structure. You don't have like if you have the parents' input, then they're like bought into the marriage, and they want to like help with raising the kids even more than usual, and like they just want to be more involved. We veered away from that. But I think it's a bad thing. Partially, this came up because a person I'm kind of seeing, her family is very opinionated on who their daughter dates, or even their son as well. Like past suitors have been shunned, like to a significant degree. Lot of pressure, dude. Watch my stutter come out. But it was interesting to me because I'm like, that sounds crazy. But then doing research, I'm like, no, that's very like normal, traditionally, especially if it's Eastern. Which it is. And I'm kind of on board with it. Granted, I got a hodgepodge of a family. I think my family was like made the classic mistake of marrying for passion versus values. I don't know. Hot. It burns bright, but then it just fizzles out into the stratosphere.
You don't even know, dude.
Wait, where on the spectrum, just out of curiosity, do you think your parents married on the spectrum to just like aligned values or whatever you want to call it?
Well, I thought your opinionated point was interesting. Dude, look at all this thought provocation you're doing with this research. This is good.
Oh, yeah.
I thought your opinionation point was interesting because I don't think my family is super opinionated. There have been people that they outwardly didn't like in the past. But I do think they're very much... I think they're more supportive than they are opinionated. And I think they're in line with the, like, good enough and beyond. And we are going to, like, 100% be in to support that. I've had girlfriends in the past that they did not like outwardly. My brother as well. So they would make it known. They would make it known if they... What was the question?
Well,
spectrum?
I asked about their marriage, but really quick, I'll say kind of the traditional philosophy on marriage was... Fuck, dude. There was a nice quote to it. It was basically like...
I just saw that.
Love is built. Yeah. It's like there's a clip of from Gladiator of like look at the bird on the branch, and that was
fluttered away.
We'll find it, but it's really good acting. Marriage traditionally, like it was meant to be built over time versus like you have it right from the start. There's a nice quote on it. I might have written it down, but that was the main thing. Is like this is gonna be good enough. Like you come in blind, just trust that the values are there, and you're gonna grow to love each other. Versus right now, we're like, I want the love at the start, and then you're probably gonna actually like potentially go apart because you're missing the fundamental foundation, which is
that's like romantic
values.
love, right? Like love at first sight, Disney love.
Right.
It happens sometimes, but
right. So, were your parents more? I don't know if you have any clue.
I don't,
because they're pretty happily married.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of goes and comes in seasons, right? Like I'm sure they have periods of time where they're very, very, very happily married, and then periods of time that are really difficult. All I know is, I mean, they did something similar. Maybe this gets into the first principles we didn't get to last episode, but they dated for like probably 8 years before they got married. However, theirs was, I think, primarily work and long distance was the cause. They were going to like graduate school. My dad was in law school. My mom was doing research and then medical school. And so, but yeah. So.
Honestly, that's one of the big things. I have some friends, particularly girl friends, that are in law school, and they're like just now finishing their bar exams. And they're like 27 years old, and they've like put on weight and like, fuck, is this targeted? I don't think this. I don't have that many friends.
There's something there.
There's like they're like just now entering the dating market, and they're like past their peak, and I'm like, for a job they don't even really want, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Why didn't we like think about these things?
Dude, we've been out of school for so long. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Just to like not have had a job. Yeah, we have a friend who's still got 3 or 4 years of MD PhD. That's a crazy amount of school.
Yeah, and he's trapped up in the boonies in New Hampshire, and making some interesting choices because of that.
Getting a little negative. 30 minutes into the pod.
I do have to go because I'm gonna be fucking late to this. Oh,
we didn't figure out arranged marriage.
Yeah. Well, one last Snapple fact. Just traditionally, women, the goal is they're pure until they hit puberty, and then you marry them off. And so it's around, call it around like 15. Guys, you'd wait till you're financially in a good place, or like you just like matured as a man, and it's more so like 25. So that's like throughout history, it's generally been like a 10-year age gap, 15 and 25 that get married. Granted, you wanted like right when the girl hits puberty, or woman in that case, because you want to max it. Like you're gonna have a lot of births, and then some of them are gonna die, so you're gonna like max your chances there. So we've shifted that, but also just an interesting thing of like age gaps. Pretty different. Just a random tidbit. Yeah. But arranged marriage. I think I'm leaning more towards like, I think the individualistic society is not good. I think it's better to be more centered around the family unit, and marriage is merging families. So I'm in favor of that, giving more weight to parents. Like originally I would think, oh, that's a bad thing that they're weighing in, but it's kind of a good thing, assuming you're going to be very interconnected. It's a bad thing if you're like, you talk to them once a year and they're like, I don't care about your opinion, but their opinion matters if you're going to be tight knit, which I think we should be. Oh, you're not going to weigh in? Fucking.
No, let me weigh in.
Yeah, dude.
Let me weigh in.
Fuck, I see your eyes squinting and scares me.
I thought that was good. I didn't do any research, which makes it hard. I can only speak from what's already in my brain. Mm-hmm. And I have 2 points to make. One is I agree America seems to be becoming more and more individualized, and I agree. I think that is bad. Now I gotta try and remember the second thing. Which is, yes, dude, Attaway. Oh. Growing up, we only had our model here, and you heard like arranged marriage over there is bad. But never thought about why, never asked why. Can't remember who, because I didn't do any research, but the couple times I have heard the argument for arranged marriage, I'm like, oh, that's not at all what I thought it was growing up or how it was portrayed. Yes, obviously it's imperfect, and people here in our current times have a different idea of what is right, but it can't, because of how long it did persist, it can't just be bad.
Right.
It can't all be bad.
Right. There's got to be some truth to human nature behind it. And, you just throw it out because it just seems like a evil devil thing over there. Sacrifice freedom. That's crazy. We're Americans. Bald eagle. But there's some good stuff there, too.
Garden